of an emergency exit. Records show Emerson told police he was having a, quote, nervous breakdown, hadn't slept, and has been depressed. Tuesday, Emerson pleaded not guilty to 83 state counts of attempted murder. Passengers were flying from Washington State to San Francisco. The flight diverted to Portland.
This is NPR News.
And at 4:32, this is WHYY News.
So the guy was on magic mushrooms. The story. And he tried to turn the airplane off in mid-flight. So we have the stories coming up about the airplanes stopping in mid-flight. He was on magic mushrooms, and I'm gonna go up here and see what the Gaza Strip looks like.
User who at one point considered a run for speaker himself.
Of the loss of life among the very people covering the conflict. NPR's Jacqueline Diaz has more.
So that means you trust every word they say.
In the ongoing war includes 20 Palestinian journalists, 3 Israelis, and 1 Lebanese journalist. Lucy Westcott from the Committee to Protect Journalists says.
So Lucy Westcott is reporting. So far, it's 8,000 people died with whatever the story is that they're saying. And this is a battle of AI. Because what's happened here is AI is reporting the news. Whatever AI says in the news is what the majority of the people here on Earth are going to believe. And then if you question it and say, or even say, I don't believe it, then you're going to be looked at as insensitive.
Are particularly at risk because they not only sort of lack that traditional support of a newsroom, but because of the very nature of their work, need to be closer to what we'd call the action.
Among those recently killed is Palestinian journalist and filmmaker Rushdie Siraj. His company he co-founded, AIM Media, said he was killed in an Israeli airstrike in the Gaza Strip. They said Siraj gave a voice to...
So anyway, the Gaza Strip to me is the 2-mile run stretch, mile on each side, Benjamin Franklin Parkway, from the William Penn Building to Hamas, to the art museum. And Israel is the very first sign. The flags aren't there anymore, but the signs are there. So if you're looking for a sign, just look for the missing flag where the sign is. A Palestinian. So I was listening to Skip earlier, and he was talking about what the Palestinians are. Basically, a Palestine. So the name Stein itself, or Steen, is a Jewish name, like a Jewish last name. Philistines. And I've thought this before. Does that mean that it's the Jewish people that live in Philly? The Philistines? Because they lived, it's Israel, right? I don't have a problem with any religion, unless the religion is that you have to not tell the truth. That would be the only problem I'd have with that religion. Twin Towers. Liberty 1, Liberty 2. like the Windows of Heaven building, and then the pack of cigarettes. I mean, now I have a problem with religions that kill people, lie to people, and that's pretty much it, really. Thou shalt not kill, right? Because it's like, if you believe in God, well, one of the things that you believe in is telling the truth. The rule of thumb is, if your religion tells you to swear secrecy, then that's not of God. Just for the people that don't know, like in case if you join a club and they tell you to swear secrecy, and I mean, I understand the like, if you have a job, you're in the CIA, you're undercover, you're doing detective work. Some things you can't say for the better good. But I'm talking about religion itself. Because every religion has a slightly different interpretation of the Bible. I just don't know where they got it wrong at, where the suicide bombing Muslims, where they believe that if you destroy and kill people, that you're going to go to heaven. I mean, if you think Earth is heaven and you'll have 99 virgins, the virgins aren't even going to be real women anyway. They're going to be male to female virgins. And I'm not even sure if the person will even know. You may have a suspicion, but you may not know. Something might be off, but you can't tell. Because Lucifer is a great physician. I've learned a lot about his alterations of the bodies, and then down here on Earth. I wonder what it's like in the death camps. So you die, right? You die. At some point you die. Who's the first one there to greet you? Is it God? Is it Satan? Or is it someone in between? And then what happens? Who determines whether you go to heaven or hell? The Watchers? Because that's pretty frightening, considering the Watchers fell from heaven. And then they get to determine whether or not you go to heaven or not. There's your sign. There's your sign right there, Israel, the first flag. I mean, the first sign. So this is a strip. At one point, before the bombs were dropped on Israel, all these flags were up like they were before. I'm still trying to figure out the meaning of it. But if I had to take a guess, I would say it was I would say that all the nations are withdrawing from Israel. All nations are coming against Israel because they took down all the flags. But Israel's flag is taken down too. But I guess it would look a little unusual, or even more obvious, if every flag was taken down besides Israel. I was hoping that that's what I would see. That it was just one flag up, Israel. Because then it would make the scriptures easier to understand. A rainbow around the sun. It's quite unusual, isn't it? It's the shield. Sun shield. Right there, you see that? It's funny, ain't it? France, Georgia, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Honduras, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Ivory Coast, Lithuania, Jamaica, Lebanon, Japan, and I'm crossing over to Jordan right now because that's the Binswanger Triangle. Martin Luther King. Rocky Run, Run Like Rocky, 1111 is the sign on the right. Jacob always talks about 1111. Coming up here, Rocky Run, 1111. And then walk without. So it's like with or without you, walk without you. Nothing's really happening so far down here besides the flags being taken down at every sign. So if you're looking for a sign, there it is. It's like a red flag. There's a red flag, something's happening. But it's also like a black flag because all the flags are blacked out. If every flag was spray painted black, you wouldn't be able to see it. You wouldn't even know what it is. So when the flags are missing, it's the same as it being blacked out.